Yeah. All right. This is your brother Basi, Eddie from Job. Okay, so the book, The Power of Silence. The first batch of production is here. It's already arrived like a few days ago. I want to give God the glory for the inspiration. I want to give God the glory for the strength, the energy throughout this project. It wasn't easy, but since it was a revelation and inspiration that came naturally, it was flowing throughout the period. The whole thing was flowing. So Gen Z's, Gen Alpha, read this book. Read this book. Read and thank me later. You need to understand the time you are living. That's the key point. You need to understand the time you're living. And I think it's chapter 6 that addressed that. Yes, chapter 6 is what addressed that. Chapter 6 says, understanding the times. I have read a lot of books. I read about Charles Jeffrey, John Spurgeon, John Wesley, John Knox, I have read a lot of books, great reformers. And then one of the inspiration when I remember those books I read and the people is where the chapter 2 comes from. Why great men were different. If you have ever read about these people I mentioned, if you have read books from W.F. Kumuyi, Dr. Yedekbo, and the rest, if you have read these books, you will see why great men were different. This book is timely for this generation, for the generation to come. This book is timely because, if you understand what is called revelation, if you go to the Bible is like a masterpiece that can never be outdated. That is why a lot of people have tried to mutilate, to twist, but they can't. No matter how you twist the Bible, the originality is still there. So now, the Bible is a masterpiece that you don't need to dwell on the stories of the past. The story of the past is an example. The Bible says those things were written down for an example to us, upon whom the end of time is coming. So you read the Bible and look at it in this way. By extension and application. What happened to Abraham? By extension to our time and application, how do we apply it to our time? Read this book. Understanding the time. So revelation is of stages. That same Bible that gave Jephthah, Gideon, Moses, a whole lot of people to the time of Kumuyi, John Spurgeon, John Wesley, like I said, that gave them the revelation of what they taught us. It's the same Bible that is giving us a revelation of what we need to, because the work now is harder than ever before to the next generation coming because of the new things, the technology age. Read this book. That's all I can say. So the revelation we have now from the same Bible, by extension and application, is a piece we have to bring to you. And I want to also give a shout out to the publisher, Nopo Publication Limited, Pastor Emmanuel Nwozu, NJ Nwozu. Thank you very much, sir, for your good job, and more so for your encouragement. The encouragement was top-notch when you take it upon yourself that you cannot kill this vision and you make it come to pass. Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you ever have a mind to write a book, to publish a book, contact Jaganopo Publication Limited. I will put his number on the screen so you can see. And then also a shout out to our very own, the Very Dark Black Band, VDM. If I have a way to send this book to you, I will. You have to read this book. Part of the inspiration I have is since I follow you from 2023, and mostly on the part of youth distraction. When something serious is happening, people lose focus on what they went for. Everybody's on mobile phone content. Those things, part of those things are capturing in this book. Thank you very much. Peace and love.